My name is Chip Shearrow. I'm the lead for the Advanced Manufacturing Program at Harrisburg University. I came to Harrisburg University after working at Ohio Northern University, where I had an unbeaten robotics team for 7 years. During that time, it was taken notice of, and I was shipped off to NASA, where I spent 13 years there working on manned spaceflight, supported manned spaceflight. There, we built the largest data system that NASA owns for the astronauts. Anything they sit in, write in, touch, wear, it's all in that system, including the outhouse for the space station. After they stopped flying, I got bored and decided to come back north. I used to be in Ohio, and now I wanted to go to Pennsylvania. And TE Connectivity brought me up here. And after TE Connectivity, worked for them for about 4 years, they decided to take all their IT offshore. So I made a proposal to the university, and the president and the vice president accepted it in about 15 minutes after a conversation, and I started writing. And so it took about 2 years to write the information together to bring the program online. The program that I developed is advanced manufacturing. It's also been called the Smart Factory. It's also been called Industry 4.0. This program, what it's about is it's about learning the materials and processes that are involved in manufacturing, and then how to process them. And if you know how to process them, then you can build the automation to actually produce the manufacturing goods. This program is so unique that it's the first one in the United States. There are no others that are as comprehensive. There are a couple others that are coming online. In fact, several schools are about 4 years behind us. We are only the 6th in the world to offer this type of curriculum, and the real unique thing to us is it's all hands-on. We believe that everything, you should touch it, you should do it, and you can learn it. That also opens up the doorway for people that if you don't have great strengths in math, you can work into this. As long as you can get through algebra, you're going to be okay. You don't need any more math than that. The jobs that the students are going to have once they graduate are going to be technical jobs that will be either engineering titled or they'll be technologist titled. And you'll do anything from running a machine or setting up a machine to fixing automation, building automation, programming robots. You are the workhorse of the future, and the future's here. Many companies have already switched over, but there's a big gap. There's 2.5 million jobs out there by 2025 that need filled, and we need people to go through there. Industry 4.0 or Smart Factory or Advanced Manufacturing, basically they're all the same thing. And people, the large companies have already adapted to it. There are companies that run lights out. They bring the materials in one end and the product comes out the other, and it's not touched by human hands. That is here, it is now. The medium and small size companies are turning over and beginning to change to this process. As soon as they change these processes and they get it working, that is where the whole industry itself is going to be changed over. The students coming out of Harrisburg University are the ones that are going to make these changes for these medium and small companies. And the problem you're going to have is the big companies are going to want you. And you're going to have to think twice about, do I want to work for a big company or a medium-sized company? So the degree is a 4-year degree. It's a Bachelor of Science. And the neat thing about it is that we also offer 5 different certifications from the companies that are supporting us, which means if you come into the program and you learn how to program ABB robots, you can be certified with that for no extra charge. You can also be certified by Mazak Machine Tool. You can also be certified by Stratasys or 3D printer people. Once you have those certifications, they can place you anywhere you want to go. If you want to stay in Pennsylvania, you can stay there. If you want to stay in the United States, you can stay there. If you want to go international, these are international companies, and they can help you get where you want to be. Anybody that's interested in mechanical things, like tear stuff apart, put it back together, if you like to do CAD work, you like to do design work and drawings, if you like to do hands-on activities, it's anybody that wants to be hands-on on what they're doing, this is the place to be. You know, the difference between advanced manufacturing and engineering is that in engineering, an engineer does a lot of math. And in our program, you're not doing a lot of math, you're putting your hands in motion. The pay scale is very, very good for these people coming out into the technologist areas. Sometimes they're paid as much or more than engineers. It just depends on where you're doing, who you're working for, and how embedded. You're going to start out at a pretty good pay rate, but it's going to exponentially get better as the company becomes more dependent on what you're doing. And right now is a great time to get into the program because there isn't anybody out there. I mean, the companies are waiting at the door for people to graduate. In fact, I had to make them promise that they would not take people out of the program before they got their degrees. Visit the website and take a look at what we have. It's a progressive website. It has all the information on there. It has our advanced manufacturing literature up there, as well as our diagram. The diagram is being adopted around the United States. In fact, an international company has adopted it as well. And you can be first. You can be the best. Actually, when you're the first, you're the best and you're number one. Last year I presented at Liveworx. It's a group of about 8,000 different technology-based people who get together once a year in Boston, and we discuss and we train each other on what's going on and what's current in the technologies. The presentation this last year was based on explaining to people that we do have a new program and what we're doing with it, which sparked interest from MIT and Purdue. They both were interested in it. It also brought many companies in. In fact, one of them was Sandia Labs down in the Southwest, and they offered to fly a plane up here, pick up 30 students, take them down for an internship, and then fly them back. And that's not a bad offer. But the program itself is all technology based. You can take a look at it. It's called Liveworx, and again this year it's going to be held in the same place. Harrisburg University holds a STEM conference down in the islands, the Caribbean islands. And we are partnered with another university down there, and what happens is we bring the kids in from the islands and they go through STEM activities. In fact, I run 2 different engineering activities for them. In fact, they're going to get a 3rd one this year, and it's really neat because the kids don't have this where they're at, and when you bring it in, they do real well. They really enjoy themselves. The students, if you're not ready to go to college, you can do some of the summer programs at Harrisburg University and see what it's like and meet the teachers. We're looking at doing a manufacturing workshop or a summer program this year, and it's about a week long, and it's a lot of fun. Don't listen to everybody. Stop and take a serious look at manufacturing, because with all these jobs out there, there's different levels of jobs in manufacturing. You're not going to be stuck on a production line. You're not going to be stuck just running a machine or something. You will be able to choose what you want to do. And if you get tired of doing something with all the skills we're going to give you, you'll be able to switch jobs instantly and be picked up. You'll never have to worry about a job. They're going to be at your door. Make sure that you pay attention to your math and science. Get it put down. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You know, you can have C's. C's are good. They'll get you through. And take a minute, and if you're a sophomore or a junior, and go ahead and apply to the university. It's free, and what you're going to find out is they'll be able to tell you what it's going to cost. You'll be surprised that the tuition has not been raised in 3 years at Harrisburg University. You'll find that every student that comes in, not just some, every student that comes in that has about a 3-point average, they end up getting a huge grant, which is almost half price. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do something. You know, I left high school being told I should build houses for the rest of my life, and that I should not waste my parents' money. My undergraduate was a 3.2, the master's was a 3.6, the PhD was a 3.8. I've developed several programs. I worked for NASA, and you can do what you want to do. Don't stop. Just keep going. One of the things you got to consider is, where would you be today without manufacturing? You wouldn't have cars, you wouldn't have planes, you wouldn't have houses, nothing. Stop and think about it. Manufacturing is where it's at. If you're not manufacturing, you're not living. That's the reason the United States is trying to recover their manufacturing, is that they need to be able to function in a world where manufacturing is very important.